Good. Well, you seem more excited than me, and I've seen the fucking show. Good manners are disappearing. When I was a lad, it was considered polite to tap a lady on the head before ejaculating. I know. You know why kids wear their trousers slung low with no belt? It's because they're dicks. True story. I attempted suicide once, came pretty close, killed the guy standing next to me. It's all right, it was a goth, it's what he would have wanted. Whenever my girlfriend says, fucking men, I always think, yeah, that is the alternative. Oh, what, sorry? Tosser. Right. Just tosser. Yeah, you know you're in fucking Glasgow, don't you, where someone pays you $22.50 to tell you to fuck off. Fair enough, fill your boots. On average, in the Northern Hemisphere, January is the coldest month of the year. But if you were in Australia, you'd be surrounded by cunts. Any Australians in? Welcome back. I tell you why there's no women's boxing. The weigh-in. The fight would happen then and there. Per square inch of head, people with red hair have 750 fewer friends than normal people. A lot, isn't it? Are there any redheads in? I think I'm all right if I look away. My partner recently lost 11 stone. Well, I say that, I left her. Fat cow. A lot of people like to smoke cigarettes after sex, but you can't buy cigarettes until you're 16, so I have to get them for both of us. You think it's wrong I'm buying a 15-year-old girl cigarettes? You think it's wrong I'm fucking her? I'm kidding. Kidding does sound like a verb for child abuse, doesn't it? I'm kidding. Are you joking or touching kids? Women say they want their ideal man to be the outdoors type, the kind of man that enjoys long walks in the countryside. And women say they want their ideal man to be the kind of man that'll take control, the kind of man that's not afraid to take a few risks. Basically, what you're saying, ladies, is your ideal man is a rapist. And it's true, if you're a rapist, you've got pretty much your pick of women. It's funny, because it's true. Well, I thought I'd kick off with some jokes, Glasgow, not fuck about too much. I'll pause for breath and say hello. How are you this evening, Glasgow? Are you well? Like an angry mob. Well, I thought we'd kick off properly. We're in a beautiful room, the Armadillo in Glasgow, bloody marvellous. I thought we'd start things properly, yeah? Because everyone's dressed up, it's a Saturday night. Let's start things properly. Let's have a round of applause for the ladies. Let's have a round of applause for the ladies. Yeah, quite right, yeah. That's probably enough. Looking round, some of them have made no effort. You've not made an effort, have you? Oh, bless him. Mongo, no lie. Look at you. And so your comment there is, I haven't made much of an effort. Well, there's some cameras and some fucking lights. I don't know what you had in mind. It's not like I come to your work and knock the sailors' cocks out your mouth, is it? Seems like a very weird thing from quite a tough-looking man from Glasgow to say. Oh, you've not made much of an effort. I thought you'd be dressed up prettier. It's a little bit prison rape coming from you, sir. That's what it feels like. My point, there's an incredible amount of pressure on women these days to be beautiful and thin, and all I can say is, we've got some very brave girls in here this evening, really. Terrific stuff. So there are some stunning-looking women in here this evening, and some right dogs. You know who you are. I'm joking. No one in here is stunning. It's all right to make those kind of jokes in comedy because no one really minds. Because, like, occasionally someone will go, oh yeah, comedy, it's the new rock and roll. It fucking isn't. I'll tell you how you can tell comedy isn't rock and roll. There's no comedy groupies. There's groupies in rock and roll. There's no groupies in comedy. What girl is so into comedy she's going to come backstage and suck me off? Well, might be a premature end to the show. Have her washed and brought to my room. I'm joking, don't wash her. Seriously, now, what girl's so into stand-up she's going to come backstage and suck me off just so she can go, that tastes funny. It's a very fun job. This is all I do for a living, Glasgow. I travel around the country, I find large groups of people with sort of the same sense of humour as me, and then I tell them jokes for the evening. It's a lovely thing to do. It means I get to go everywhere. Any Irish people in? Oh, a few, not that many. It sounds like the roads in Glasgow are very nearly finished. I was in Dublin recently doing a show, and I was there with a friend hanging out in Dublin for the day. What could be finer? And he dared me to say this at the end of the show. So right at the end of the show, I went, Dublin, I don't know much about Irish politics. That was pretty much their reaction. A couple of thousand people going, I bet you fucking don't, no. I said, I don't know much about it, but he dared me to do it, so I had to say it. I said, I don't know much about Irish politics. I just think we should have one Ireland united. They were on their feet in Dublin. This guy is all right. And then I added, one Ireland united, under British rule. They went fucking spastic. Any Welsh people in? Any Welsh? Just one. We seem to have contained the problem. Good. I'm loving the Welsh. I really like it. Every time I go to Wales, I have a lovely time. The people are very friendly. But I get annoyed every time I go to Wales, not by the people, but by the signs. All the signs in Wales. Have you been there? All the signs. Road signs, tourist information, shop signs. Every fucking sign has to be in English and Welsh. Everything. English and Welsh. It's ridiculous because it costs a fortune to do, and only 5% of the population of Wales can read. Well, I like to think of myself as an equal opportunities offender. We've done the Irish, we've done the Welsh. Any Scottish people in? Imagine my surprise. Here's a question for you, my Scottish friends. If you were a homeless, alcoholic Scot and you had Tourette's, how would they ever know? I'll tell you where it's rough in England. I was there recently and I didn't realise it was meant to be rough, but Nottingham, I didn't realise this, Nottingham is the gun capital of Great Britain. Tell you what Nottingham needs, a sheriff. It's quite a silly joke. There any Scousers in? Oh, there's a few there. All right, hi the Scousers. You well? No. What do you do for a living? Oh, sorry, I forgot you were a Scouser there for a second. I apologise, I didn't mean to. That's awkward. I'm not having a go at Liverpool. I'm loving the Scousers. It's a great place to do a gig. It's got a similar feel to Glasgow in terms of people heckle quite a lot. They join in. They're quite up for it. A nice sense of humour. Loving the Scouse crowd. Although I will say this about Liverpool. Liverpool is the only city in Great Britain where JD Sports has an evening wear department. They've got a fucking bridal shop. Can I interest madam in an off-white tracksuit? I always make a bit of an effort, when I'm travelling around the country doing this job, I always make a bit of an effort to do the accent of wherever I am. And I think generally people take that pretty well. They like the fact you've made a bit of an effort. But sometimes people get chippy if you don't get it exactly right. I had a guy come up to me, I was doing a gig in the north of England, and this guy came up to me after the show, quite aggressive. Yeah. He said, all right, our kid, I don't think you've got any fucking respect for this town. Try and do the voice, we don't even fucking talk like that. Not bad. I said, no, you've got me all wrong. I love Newcastle. I've got a friend that got into an argument with a barmaid from Sunderland. Long story short, he ended up calling her a fat, ugly, Geordie cunt. And she said, I'm no a Geordie. I'm no a Geordie. Sorry, that's a terrible accent. But it is how they talk. I'm always impressed when I'm travelling around the place. I came up on the train, and I'm very impressed with anyone that can get on a train. Maybe some of you can do this. Can any of you get on a train and you don't have to ask, is it the right train? I'm unable to do that. Whenever I get on a train, I've always got to find someone who looks like a grown-up to me and go, is this the right one? Is this the one for Glasgow? And we all know the answer, because we've all been asked by a tit like me. The answer is always, hope so. Hope so. I've started doing it on planes. I went on holiday recently, and they told me on holiday, in the hotel, that they had special stuff in the swimming pool that turns the water purple if you pee in the pool. So I didn't pee in the pool. I didn't realise they had stuff for shit. But they clearly did, because they were onto me almost immediately. I told them it was a brown shark. They were having none of it. I met a fat vegetarian. I thought, well done. All that on salad, you go, girl. Whenever I'm cooking, I always make sure there are vegetarian options. They can make do, or they can fuck off. Women have a go at men for overreacting to man flu, but I think AIDS is pretty serious. Near where I live in North London, there's Hampstead Heath. I don't know if you've heard of Hampstead Heath, but there are toilets on Hampstead Heath, this parkland, that are notorious for gay cruising. This is where gay guys go in North London to hook up with other gay guys of an evening, the toilets on Hampstead Heath. Now, I live near there. Here's my question. What happens if you just want to piss? You're buggered. Yeah, you can laugh. I found out the hard way. The hard way's not the phrase to use there, is it? I've got loads of gay friends, and I'm sure there are loads of gay men in this evening. A few, certainly, dotted around. Are there gay men in? Keeping it quiet in Glasgow. Well, I've got loads of gay friends. I'm sure there are some gay men in this evening. How do you decide who goes where in a gay relationship? Because when it's a man and a woman, you know what goes where, don't you? Pretty much, most of the time. Apart from birthdays and Christmas. That was a good little nudge. Told you that was normal. But if it's two guys, because it's two guys, is it like calling shotgun in the car? Because I get annoyed if my friend gets to sit in the front. I'd be livid if he got to pop his cock in my bum. That is the face I would do. Do you know how to tell if someone's gay, Glasgow? Do you know how to tell? You know when you get a posh lady, if like a posh lady is drinking tea from a cup and a saucer, and she'll do the thing with her pinky? She'll do the... Oh, delicious morag. Another spoon. She's Scottish. Anyway, she'll do the thing with the pinky when she's drinking tea. Well, if a guy does that, when he's sucking your cock... Gay! What, you're sucking that like a puff, you bender? What is he like? Don't get the wrong idea, Glasgow. I'm not homophobic. Anyone that says I'm homophobic can suck my cock. As long as he's not a fella, because that isn't natural. And I think I should be allowed to tell these jokes, because although I've never had sex with a man, I have fucked a girl ugly enough to count as a man. My friend said that to me recently. My friend Louise, we were just chatting about nothing, and she went, out of the blue, she just went, I've never been to bed with an ugly man, but I've woken up with a few. So I said I've never been to bed with an ugly girl, but I fucked a few in car parks. Sorry, I should clarify, car park is just what I call the vagina. Because of my name. You don't look at all happy with the euphemism car park for the vajayjay. I don't want to offend anyone this evening. I'm not sure what the least probably the least offensive term, probably front bottom. So from here on in, we'll call it a front bottom and a back cunt. Who's seen me before, Glasgow? Who's been out to one of my shows before? Yes? Okay.